How did I become a straight A student while only studying 30 minutes a day? You're probably tired of burying your head in books for hours every night and still struggling in your classes. So you might be thinking, there's no way that you can study less and perform better. Well, there is. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 strategies to outperform all your classmates while studying less than all of them. So the first strategy is very simple, but most students neglect it. This strategy is just paying more attention in class. You know, wait, before you click off or skip to the next part, this does apply to you. You may think that you pay attention in class, but truthfully, you could be paying a lot more attention than you are, right? Now, I get the temptation to chat with your friends and delay the hard work of learning the boring subject later at home. However, you will most likely forget to study it at home, or you just won't have energy to do it when you get home. So, I urge you to pay full attention in class. This will also teach you delayed gratification, which is very important in being a great student. So, the second strategy I'm going to talk about is using high leverage study methods. This strategy has a lot of nuance and applies to areas of life outside of studying. So if you are interested, watch that video after you finish watching this one. It'll be the first link in the description. So, picture this. 2 students are studying for their upcoming exam. Let's say the first student spends 3 hours a day reading through their notes and doing flashcards. What about student 2? Student 2 opens up past papers for the topic that the exam is on and answers exam style questions for an hour in the days leading up to an exam. Now, for a second, let's assume that these students are each as smart as the other. Which one will get a better grade? It'll obviously be student 2, but why? Well, using the 80-20 rule, you can get 80% of the results by doing 20% of the work. Student 2 chooses the hardest task possible to prepare for the exam, and therefore gets the greatest result out of his effort. Now, I must warn you, before you try to study with past papers, you need to know the subject very well. This is where the first point comes in again, right? If you pay attention in class, you don't need to review everything before you do past papers. And importantly, right, you have to practice the past papers like as soon as possible after you learn it. Because obviously, if you are doing past papers on the topic 4 months after you've learned it, you'll struggle to remember much about the topic. That's why when you learn something new in school, you do have to do past papers the same week, then the next week, and then the next month. And by that point, when you've already done it a few times, a few hours, you already have muscle memories and of answering the questions related to that topic. Now, the third method. It's only there for the students who are willing to dedicate a lot of effort into getting the best possible grades. And this method is improving your focus on studying. I will make a fully detailed video on this method too, but the TLDR of it is that you work in a distraction-free environment. This means you study in the late nights or early mornings when you can't be distracted by family or personal obligations. I prefer early mornings for this because your mind is fresh and you're not physically tired. However, for many people, they do find it easier to work late nights, so you just have to experiment and see which one of them works best for you. Now, let's give an example of a student who studies right after they come back from school. In no time, they will be distracted by their parents telling them that their food is ready or they have chores to do. Now, another way of removing distractions, and I can't stress this enough, never work next to your phone. Every time you get a notification, your focus gets diverted away from the work. In fact, let me see. I think studies, I know studies say that opening just one notification diverts 5% of your brain power and distracts you for the next 15 minutes. Now, this should really scare you because imagine you're getting a notification every 5 minutes while you're working. In like 30 minutes, you are working 30% less efficiently than you would have at the beginning. Now, we could get into putting your phone on airplane mode or turning notifications off, but the best way is just to have your phone in a different room where you can't see or hear it. As they say, out of sight, out of mind. It's very important to not be distracted while you're working. Always remember to embrace progress, not perfection. See ya.